discussers. We're on holiday. Well, actually, we were on holiday. We're not on holiday now, but we're pretending still on holiday. And we've been all round the coast of Italy. Literally all round the coast of Italy. Didn't stop in part, but a slight deviation. We went to Montenegro again. I say again. I've been to Kotor in Montenegro several times on several different trips, and that's what's inspired me for tonight's dish. We're going to have Ćevapi, which are like kebab type sausages. So they're not really sausages because they don't have cases on, but they look more like sausages than kebabs. Although I suppose they do look a little bit like kebabs. What do you drink? Anyway, we're going to make Ćevapis, and we're going to accompany them with traditional Balkan side dishes, flatbreads, the penas, and some ava, which is a roasted red pepper relish, and traditionally chopped raw onions. So that's what we do, but before that we've got to make these Ćevapis. So let's get making them. These Ćevapis are found all over the Balkans. Okay, I said Montenegro, but that's just sort of one area. And in fact, the different areas make these slightly differently. And this is probably more of a Bosnian version, because in Bosnia they tend to just use beef and pork. But some of the other areas, excuse me, that's the bit, Croatia for instance, may use lamb instead of pork, or they may use pork, beef and lamb, and they have to be in a certain ratio. But in this case, we've got a rough 2-to-1 of beef and pork. So I've got there 230 grams of leanish ground minced beef. And then I've got in here about half of that, about 115 grams of minced pork in that case. And then we're going to add some garlic. So I'm just going to mince this garlic into that. Now these Ćevapis, like I said, they're sort of found all over sort of the Balkans. They sort of originated back before the Ottoman period, so they go back a fair bit in history. Right, get out of there, you little git. And they're a bit like a kofta kebab. There's my knife. Let's have the big bastard tonight. They're a bit like a kofta kebab. They're formed like a bit like you would form one of them. I'll clean that up in a bit. And they basically spread from sort of there throughout the whole of the what's name area. So let's just get the rest of this in now. I've got half a teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of paprika, half a teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper, and half a teaspoon of salt. And what I'm going to do now is I'm now just going to get my hands in there, hence the reason I'm wearing protection. I'm just going to give that a thorough good mixing together. We obviously want all them spices and everything mixed through properly. We also want to make sure we've mixed the beef and the pork. Now this is about the quantity to make about 12. Now typically your Ćevapis are served anything from 5 to 10 per portion, if you like. And they're actually now, certainly in Bosnia and Herzegovina, whatever, they're sort of considered one of the national dishes. They're often found as street food. You do sometimes get them, well not sometimes, you do get them in restaurants. I'm just, what I was getting at was that when they're served as street food, they're normally served the typical way I said earlier, with typical accompaniments. But if you sort of sit down somewhere and eat them, sometimes people have them with fries, which is a bit not really traditional. Potato wedges, again, not really traditional. But the most popular way is as a street food, with your flatbreads and your onions, your ava, sometimes sour cream as well. Right, so I think that looks like that's pretty well mixed up. So I'm going to get another glove on, because what we're now going to do is divide this up so that we've got, well, we're going to make 12 sausages, and I'll show you how to form them. Now I've got a dish to put them in, because having made them, they then need to chill for at least an hour. You can do them overnight. You can even make a whole huge batch and freeze some if you like. Just thaw them out before you're ready to cook them. I want to divide this up so that I can get about 12 out of them. Make that one a bit big and that one a bit small. And I've got there 8. So what we do is we're essentially forming them, and that's probably going to be a bit on the large. I don't know, about the right size. We're going to form them into like a fat finger, and then I'm just going to lay them on this platter, which, like I say, will go in the fridge. And I wanted to be, but I've got my hands all mucking now. That will go in the fridge and chill for at least an hour. Now, normally these kind of things you cook on a grill, like a barbecue grill. We're not going to do that. I'm going to do that in the what's name plate dish thing. Can't think what they're called now. I need a drink after that. There's my little sausages as such, all made. So I'm now just going to put that in the fridge, and then I'm going to go away for an hour. The Ćevapi have had a nice chill, very nice chill. And what I'm going to have to do, like I say, quite often they would be cooked on a barbecue grill. We're going to do it in this skillet. So I'm just going to put some heat on and get the pan nice and hot. And remember, don't trust the fucking grill because it'll be fucking hot. Now, to accompany it, I've got some traditional ava, I can't remember, which is a roasted red pepper relish, and we're going to be also having some lapina, which is a typical Balkan flatbread. Now the only other accompaniment, which is quite common, is onion. So I've got a raw onion here. We're not cooking it. We're just simply chopping up onion, and we'll put that on the plate. And actually what we'll do is, when the Ćevapi are cooked, which won't take very long, we'll just lay them on top of them onions so they can absorb some of them flavours. The pan's feeling hot now, so I'm gonna put these in there, and should only be like a few minutes on each side. I'm not putting any oil or anything like that in there. Apparently some sort of locals, as it were, so when they put these on the barbecue, obviously the fat as such sort of drains out, and to keep them moist they pour their beer over them. Now I can appreciate cooking in beer, but it's a bit of a bloody waste of beer, isn't it? So we're going to be pouring beer over them, partly because I've drunk the beer and we're on wine now. Villa Maria, New Zealand, nowhere near the Balkans. So like I said, I'm just going to cook these, and I'm going to turn them, and shouldn't take that long. and then it's done. They've had just about long enough. Turn that off, don't touch the fucking phone. So like I said, normally you would have between like 5 and 10 Ćevapis for a serving. Okay, we should have 6 each, and like I said, the only other thing that we might have that we're missing here is, oh, a minute there, I thought I've got extra. The only thing that's actually missing is another possible accompaniment, which is like a sour cream type thing. So let's try one of them. So a little bit there on the inside, but that's alright. Actually, I'm going to try a little bit without any accompaniment. A little bit salty. I didn't put an awful lot of salt in it, but salty. Still quite moist, a bit chewy. Let's try it with a bit of onion and a bit of Ivar. The meat sort of takes a bit of the edge off the onion, so it's not like raw onion as such, nothing else. Nice and tasty. And there you go. There it is, courtesy of Montenegro and the rest of the Balkan states. Your Ćevapi, the traditional caseless sausage stroke kebab, made of beef and pork in this case. Oh, I'm going to go and eat them now.